Hello and welcome to Am I the A-hole with me and Skill.
I want my damn
Good
fish.
boy. Do you want to make a video with Mama?
Not really.
No? Okay. You go play Mummy does this on her own?
Yeah, I'm gonna go mess with the cat.
Mummy suck?
Kinda.
Why?
You won't give me the treats.
I mean, that's true. I don't know why it's so dark in here, but it is. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, am I the a-hole? My girlfriend asked if I'd sacrifice her for 70 plus people and I said yes. You're not an a-hole, but you are an idiot. So I'm watching the Star Trek episode Lessons with my girlfriend, where the crew of the Enterprise are trying to evacuate a settlement on a planet where this firestorm is going to hit and destroy the colony. Captain Picard's newly introduced romantic partner Darren has been tasked to set up thermal deflectors on the planet's surface to try and mitigate the damage. What was a quick job was discovered not so easy, as the teams will now have to stay on the ground and manage the deflectors manually until everyone can be evacuated. There are 73 people left on the station, needing 10 more minutes to evacuate. When asked if the deflectors will protect Darren and the team, she responded that she didn't know. Picard made the decision to tell them to hold their ground until the remainder of the colonists are evacuated. It was at this moment my girlfriend asked me if I would make the same decision if she was down there. Now, being tactician Jesus that I am, I said yes. Now she's mad at me. Am I the a-hole? I hope she's not genuinely mad, but she may be reconsidering your relationship. Let me tell you something about women, most women, from my experience. When women are looking for a partner, they're not actually looking for someone who's going to go out and, yes, do that kind of thing, be the massive hero. But they are looking for someone who probably put them above strangers. And you basically just told her that her life is not equal to the lives of strangers. Yeah, it's 70 people, it's a lot of people, but hypothetical questions asking your partner them anyway are a really bad idea. I don't think anyone should do it unless they're funny ones. But, yeah, look, we all know that the right moral answer to that one is, yes, I'd sacrifice you one individual for 70 strangers. But when you're talking about complex emotions with relationships, the right answer is, I would sacrifice 1,000,000 strangers for you. Let's see what the comments say. Brother, let me teach you a fun thing about hypotheticals. They ain't gonna fucking happen. So just say the thing that makes them happy. There's no need for a moral stance. Just tell them you'd be a goddamn worm. Oh, the worm thing. Or whatever else they want to hear and move on with your day. Oh, I heard about everyone asking everyone that. And me and my husband were joking about it. And he said, well, go on then, ask me. And I said, all right, fine. Would you love me if I was a worm? He said, yeah, I'd put you in a little cage. It says a lot about our relationship. Not the a-hole, but you did answer wrong, lol. You're being altruistic and doing the least amount of harm, but that doesn't matter. Your girlfriend just heard that she matters less than 70 other strangers, and that was not the correct answer. Yeah. Obviously, the answer is no. I would never sacrifice you for any amount of people. However, I do think if she's legitimately mad and not just playing mad, that's an issue. Playing mad equals fine. Legitimately mad, psycho. Yeah, I don't think that you could get mad over that. I would say, though, that, again, this is just from my experience. And I mean, I've been in a relationship now for 25 years, married for nearly 20 years. When you've been with someone for a long time, when you're looking for a partner, you're looking for someone who's willing to protect you and any subsequent children. So, everyone sucks here. She was just looking for you to say you choose her, but there's no way you actually thought she was asking you to seriously debate the morality of the choice right then. This has made me laugh so much, thanks to that. NTA. Honesty is the best policy, but you might want to be extra nice for her for a little while. Yeah, not what a girl or anyone honestly wants to hear, even if it is true. Yeah. Oh, there we go. NTA. But you realise this wasn't about that, right? She's trying to figure out if she can build a life with you, and you put her first and protect her. You said you wouldn't. No, so now she's angry, obviously. It's like that movie with the guy and his wife and kid, sitting outside, and suddenly there's an avalanche coming towards them. He screams and runs away, leaving them behind. The avalanche didn't hit anything, but obviously wife didn't feel that great knowing he'd leave her and the kid to die. She wanted to know whether you valued her or not. Yeah, it could be 7 million people. I might still say yes, personally. Yeah, my husband's worth an awful lot of people. You could give me 1 million people and I wouldn't find another one of him. So I'm pretty certain he'd probably say the same about me too. Learn how to answer hypotheticals, damn it. Right, let's move on. Ooh, okay. So, am I the a-hole for breastfeeding my niece? Okay, so my original kind of reading of that is, that's weird, but okay, let's read. My sister, 25 female, has a 4-month-old, and I, 28 female, have a 6-month-old. We're very close, and she asked me to watch her baby overnight last night. She brought bottles and pumped milk and informed me she'd never try giving her a bottle, but it should be fine and left. Right, okay, you're not the a-hole immediately. A couple hours later, her baby was hungry. I prepared a bottle and tried feeding her the bottle, but no matter what I did, she wouldn't take it. She just kept crying. After 2 hours of trying to feed her a bottle and then trying to spoon feed her and her screaming and me being unable to reach my sister, I informed my sister of what I would be doing and I breastfed her baby. I guess she didn't check her phone for several hours because I ended up feeding her baby twice before my sister responded, and she was furious. She had no right to do that and I should have figured something else out. So I'm wondering, am I the a-hole here? She hasn't spoken to me since picking up my niece. No, you're not the a-hole. Okay, so I'd be really, really, really uncomfortable with someone breastfeeding my child, and I'd be pretty pissed about it. However, I'm not irresponsible to the point where I would hand my baby over at 4 months old, not testing out to make sure that they were okay with a bottle when they were used to being breastfed. That is ridiculous. You don't do that. She's really lucky that her sister was breastfeeding at the time. Really lucky. Because if you can't feed a child, what was she supposed to do if she couldn't breastfeed? What would the option be then? And there's no way in hell that she should have been unreachable. You don't send a baby with something brand new that baby is reliant upon for life to be tested out by somebody else. Let's read the comments. Right. She'd never try giving her a bottle, but it should be fine. Yeah. Your sister is the a-hole for her negligence, lack of preparation, and not having a phone on in case of a baby emergency, which there was. What parent completely walks away from their phone when they've left their toddler? It's not a toddler, that's a 4-month-old. For a few hours. Her irresponsible is staggering. You did everything plus you could before you resorted to breastfeeding her child. It literally was your last resort after trying for hours to feed her with a bottle, and then even a simple spoon. Your sister's baby was hungry, extremely upset, and you had no alternative. In your care, the child came first. Your sister could learn a lesson or two in mothering from you. Completely agree. Exactly. Normally I'd be angry if someone had breastfed someone else's baby without explicit permission. In this case, it's just lucky that the sister picked a babysitter who was also lactating, who leaves their breastfed infant with someone for the first time and doesn't check their phone, and who would rather have their baby starve when there was another option. Yep. Not the a-hole. Why was she unreachable over the phone when she has a 4-month-old? What if something serious came up and you went to the hospital with her child? Anyway, figure it out was her job. You do not give your baby to someone without making sure she even takes a bottle. This needs to be trained. Question is this her first child? Yes, it is. I don't think it occurred to her that babies can refuse bottles. Then she's an idiot. And she's really lucky to have a sister willing to do that. I can't say that if I had been breastfeeding, I'd be willing to feed another child. Obviously, I would in that extreme situation, but I'd have felt very, very uncomfortable about it. I think that the OP has a right to be angry, not the mother. The mother should be thanking her. Wow. Yeah. Man, upon reading the title, I was weirded out, but honestly, not the a-hole. You tried to give her a bottle, she wouldn't take it. Yeah, a lot of babies won't. Some babies will struggle to latch on when you're trying to breastfeed them, so why would you think that moving to the bottle would be really easy when the bottle is the artificial form of that? Next! Okay. Am I the a-hole for always dumping lemon on all my food? No. I might be the a-hole here, and I will accept to my judgments. No judgment here. I used to do it when I was a kid with vinegar to my food, but then I had an eating disorder, so I was terrible. I'm a lot healthier and better now. You can tell. I grew up in a big household where all food and leftovers were fair game, even when I became old enough to buy my own food. To combat this, I started absolutely drowning my food in lemon juice. I could tolerate the taste and even grew to quite like it. No one would touch my prepared foods or leftovers, and it's a habit I've carried well into adulthood. I recently went on a large trip with some girlfriends. The Airbnb and excursions are all evenly split. Food is paid for by ourselves because some people have specialty allergies or foods. Fair enough. We've been going out to dinner for the last few nights. I always ask for extra lemons at the table and soak my food before eating. After a couple of days into the trip, one of the girls complained at breakfast that I was making food inedible to other people. This was news to me since the only food I was lemoning was my, I like that. The only food I was lemoning was my restaurant leftovers that I would eat the next day. What apparently had been happening since the first night was one of the girls, the one who complained, stays up later than the rest of us and would eat or pick at any leftovers, disregarding the names on the containers. After twice trying my food on separate occasions, she realised what I was doing and was pissed. I said she shouldn't be eating other foods that weren't communal. And she said, well, it's just how the rest of us feel. No one else at the table said anything, and breakfast was tense. Later, while getting ready to go out, and the other girls one by one told me they didn't like their leftovers being eaten and were glad I said something, but didn't want tensions going forward. That night at dinner, I purposely lemoned my food again. The complainer made an angry noise and stormed off to the bathroom. I didn't say anything, and the rest of our dinner continued normally without her until she came back out, sniffling, before we left the restaurant. She gave me dirty looks the whole ride back. I'm exasperated by this nonsense drama, but maybe I'm being the jerk. Am I the a-hole for souring the trip? No. As I said earlier, I do it with vinegar. For a different reason, but it's your food. She has no rights to your food. If she's staying up later than everyone else, she knows she's going to be hungry. Why not bring back extras, order an extra dish from the restaurant to take home with her? Seems like an easy way to fix it. Not the a-hole. I can't believe she's mad because you can't eat your food when you're not looking. No. I'm guessing she probably gets something small and cheap at the restaurants too, and that's how she's trying to save money. She actually makes from the OP, she actually makes big shows about ordering the most expensive things on the menu, sometimes multiple entrees. Then her leftovers go untouched, and she tosses them out when we get home. I cannot for the life of me understand it. That's really weird. I'm going to assume because she's trying to make herself seem like, I don't know, better than she is. I'm confused. She sounds hungry. May I make it the suggestion, though, that if you go out to dinner with her again, that before you even start eating, you said, right then, order another extra plate to come with the lemons and give her the plate first of all and say, would you like to carve off some of my food now before I lemon it? Make a big show of it. I mean, I'd actually do that. It's so weird to me because we're all fairly successful ladies. If she needed the food, I'd understand, but she makes $160,000 a year. Then she can afford her own leftovers. NTA OP, tell her to stick to her own box of leftovers or suffer the consequences. I will say, although not asked to judge, your friends softly are the big brown eye for not standing up to the girl and telling her they don't like her stealing either. Yeah. That's what's giving this girl her sense of entitlement, and everyone else feels the same. Congrats on having a backbone. NTA, am I supposed to season my food to your liking so you can steal my food after I go to bed? I'm preparing my food my preferred way. Eat your own damn food. Yeah. I would literally get the plate. That would be my solution. But then I don't care. Next. Ooh, okay, so this could be a more serious one. Am I the a-hole for not telling my girlfriend about my daughter's phobia? I, male 50, have been dating my girlfriend, we'll call Sarah 45, for a little over a year. Then yes, you should have told her if it's a severe phobia. I have 2 kids, a daughter 16 and a son 13. When my daughter was 4, she almost drowned during swim lessons and has since had an extreme phobia of water. Of course she would. It's bad to the point she won't even take baths, only showers. My son knows how to swim and is a good swimmer, but my daughter, being the elder sister, is protective of her younger brother, even when it comes to swimming and the water. Of course she'd be. Sarah's parents have a pool at their house. Today we were going over for a pool party to celebrate one of Sarah's nephew's birthdays, who had become good friends with my son. I told my daughter multiple times that she didn't have to go, that I'll check in with her and she can just relax at home or hang out with friends. And she insisted she went to the pool party. Good for her. My daughter always tends to get on edge and even a little irritable when near water, and today was no different. To anybody who didn't know, she would have seemed like a moody teenager bossing her brother around. Sarah started getting on my daughter for bossing her brother around. Eventually my daughter got irritated and loudly yelled at her, "I don't want my brother to drown." She then ran out crying. Sarah looked at me so confused. I quietly explained my daughter's experience at 4 and that she has a phobia of water. Sarah got really mad at me for not telling her. I explained that it's not something my sister is proud of, that she can't swim and has a fear of water, and that I'm not going to be telling everyone because it's not my place. My daughter is old enough to explain that to people if she wants to. Your daughter is still a child. Sarah ended up calling me a horrible dad, yeah, and an asshole for not explaining that and letting people think my daughter's just a moody teen. I ended up just leaving and taking my kids home. We haven't talked since. And Sarah told me to leave her alone for a few days. Yeah, I'd be telling you to leave her alone too. So your 16-year-old daughter, who is still a child, she's not an adult, she's a teenager, she's been through this absolutely awful experience, and you're going to a pool party with a girlfriend you've had for a year. I think, seeing as it was serious enough for you to turn around to your daughter and say you don't have to go if you don't want to, the fact that your daughter went, no, she'd like to go and to, be friendly with your girlfriend and the extended family, that was a big deal for her. So mentioning to your girlfriend, look, she's trying this big thing for her, but she has a fear of water. Just know that. That is the very least you should have done. And the fact that she feels like she needs to boss her brother around, where were you in all this? Seriously, where were you in all this? Why didn't you, when you noticed that she was seeming like a moody teenager, why weren't you talking to your daughter about if she was okay, or literally explaining it to Sarah? You're an idiot. Let's see the comments. You're the a-hole. 1, allowing your daughter to force her way to a pool party where you knew this would happen. 2, claiming I don't need to tell everyone, yet allowing her to attend your girlfriend's pool party while withholding this info from someone you've been dated for a year. 3, not putting your daughter in therapy. Also, how does your 13-year-old excellent swimmer feel about your daughter constantly projecting and bossing him around? I'd be irritated. AF, if my parents didn't step up and deal with my sister who's constantly shouting over me. Also, if that was my house and someone brought a moody teenager who kept yelling at her sibling and ruining the mood, I would ask them not to bring the teenager over to my pool party again. Yeah. The fact that I disagree with one part, which is allowing your daughter to force her way into a pool party. If you knew prior that that would be the outcome, that she would just get funny with everyone, and yeah, that's not great. Talking, first of all, to your girlfriend, saying, look, this might happen because she has this massive fear of water. Therapy would be a good idea, yeah. I have a pool and I would be livid if someone brought someone into my pool area that can't swim without even telling me. I don't know about that, because you're going to have children there. You can't guarantee they can all swim. That's why when you've got a child near water, you always make sure that you've got adults present. If someone is in the pool area that I know can't swim, I keep a very close eye on them and have certain boundaries I expect to be respected, like not being in the pool or dangling feet into the water into the deep end. I don't care if anyone thinks that's dramatic or an invasion of privacy. I do not have the privilege of being able to take on that risk. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Why a parent would ever be comfortable bringing their minor child that can't swim near bodies of water is beyond me, but I certainly didn't sign off on it. Not to mention it sends a clear message to his girlfriend that he doesn't seem to want to enmesh their lives. This sounds like a severe unresolved phobia with notable impact on their lives. To not share with someone you've been seeing for over a year is a red flag, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's not just kids, though, that might not be able to swim. A lot of adults don't know how to swim. Not only that, but he could have intervened at any time to stop the girlfriend from distressing inadvertently his daughter more. Yeah. He had watched everything unfold passively, no accountability whatsoever. It's almost like he didn't want to be the one to air the daughter's secret, so he set her up to explode and reveal it herself. He knew what was going to happen before the pool party. He could have intervened at any time he wanted to help subtract his daughter from a stressful situation, and he didn't. Yep. He couldn't have intervened at any time with his girlfriend, who unknowingly added to the stress, and she received all the backlash in the end, and he didn't. He knew this was going to happen, and now he wants to relinquish oral accountability. But for a 50-year-old man to do this to his own teen daughter, to his girlfriend, and even to his son has got to be one of the cruelest things I read on Reddit lately. OP is the a-hole, but he's also cruel and spineless. Yup. Yeah, it seems like the little girl does need therapy. I disagree with it. Also, she's 16, so, well, she can bring it up if she wants to, etc. No, if it's something that's serious, that much of a fear, which is going to impact on all the people around her, and could make people feel badly towards her because they don't know what's going on, you're damn right you say as a parent. What is it with parents refusing to parent? It really irritates me. It's like, oh, I don't want to upset their feelings. No, you're a parent. You know, you can be nice to your child and be a parent. Either way, I will see you in the next episode because my head's going to explode. And I'm really warm and I need to take a bath. It's so warm. I need a cool bath. Or a cool shower. Just something cool. Something cold. Ice cubes!